Happy holidays. Today is Eid Mubarak. What's the greeting? Hi everyone. How is your holiday going? How's your holiday going? Let me hear from you guys. Come in and let's chat. Come in and let's chat. Come in and let's chat. Hi. Please, if you're in, let me know you're in. Let me know who's watching me, and let's start talking. How's your holiday going? Hi everyone. How's your holiday going? How's your holiday afternoon going? Let's talk. Today I'm in the mood for um a live chat, so I hope that nobody browns me today. I hope that nobody browns me today, and please, if you're here, just say a hi so that I know who is here. I want to know who I'm talking to. Okay, and don't brown me. I see that we have 3 people on this live, unless I'm the one who's not seeing the messages. But if you know you haven't announced your presence, please announce your presence and let me know. Hey, I've been up watching my. I've not. Oh, you're a call. Sarah is fine. No, he's living his best life. He's roaming about the house somewhere. I've locked him out. Are you at work? Abna, how are you? Are you at work or are you home? Next is 4 o'clock. Hi, Sandra. Big sis. Hey, Sandra. Yesterday I was thinking of you and I did not translate that into a WhatsApp message to check on you. Forgive me. So, Sandra, how are you? You miss his cute face. And come and visit him. Yeah, still at work. So, what time are you closing? Did you go for morning shifts? Like, are you there? Like, did you go in the morning? Is there like a morning shift till this evening or you went this afternoon? And how is Michael? Our sweet Michael, our boy. How is Michael? 8 p.m. Hey, wait the kafra. Why? More strength, more energy for you. More strength and more energy for you. So, Sandra, how are you doing? How are the kids doing? That's nice to know. Anyway, I just came on here, as you can see by the title. I just wanted to talk about school fees. And the main reason why I'm talking about school fees is because Sarah started school last week. He started last Wednesday. And I was thinking to myself, like, I know when it comes to having kids, people always talk about school fees. Like, somebody will see a post on Instagram and be like, or maybe like a post of like a parent with their 4 kids or 3 kids or 6 kids, and somebody be like, all I see is school fees. And I know people are like, nowadays school fees is so expensive and whatnot. But when Sarah started school, I thought to myself, everybody complains about school fees, but nobody talks about the other added costs that comes along with school fees. So his school, they give lunch, but you have to pay for it if you want that service, and it's 5 cedis a day. So in a month, that is 100 Ghana cedis. Now you also have to give him snack to take to school. Every time I think about this thing and I do the calculation in my head, I just start laughing. Now you also have to give them snack to take to school. So the snack to I started buying juice for him. So my friend Betsy has a colleague who makes fresh fruit juices. So I decided that okay, then I'll start ordering that, like smaller sizes, which is like 3 cedis. Okay, that's 300 ml or something. So if that is 3 cedis and he's taking one to school, even if I go and buy Calipo or Capri Sun or whatever, that one is 3 cedis for one. Yogurt, rusty yogurt, 3 cedis for one. So if every day he's taking one of those, so that's 3 cedis a day for his snack. That part of the snack. So in a week, that's how much? 15 cedis. In a month, how much is that? 15, 30, 60 cedis. Okay. So his lunch and that drink snack is 160 cedis already. Before now, add either biscuits. So I bought he likes this Nutri Snacks biscuits, so I bought a pack of that for him, and then I give him like one every day, like one sachet every day. So you're adding that. Sometimes I add a sachet of Cerelac. Sometimes I add. This week I decided to start mixing it up, but I sat down, I thought about it, and I was telling Richie, I was like, the drink is better if I buy it in bulk, like a box. And then I suddenly start remembering when we were young. Like, it's like when you become a parent, then you actually begin to understand your parents. And you actually begin to understand some of their complaints growing up about how stuff have become expensive. Like, our parents tried, oh, and I think about those who had like 5 kids, 9 kids. How are they doing it? Anyway, I mean, like, grace of God. But when I think about it in detail like this, and I'm like, that's a lot. Okay, and because he had just started, so the lump sum we had to pay, like we had to pay the fees for the term. After that, subsequently you can pay per month, but even you still quite look at it per term, before registration fee, before we now have to go and sew uniform, before we now had to buy him shoes, because he only had one. COVID until we tried not to buy shoes, he only had one pair of shoes plus his slippers. We went to buy him shoes, we went to buy him school bag. Before, at school they have jersey that they wear on Fridays, before they have polo shirts. So you're buying all of those things, and then there were these other requirements that we had to. So looking at all of that cost, and then our food, when it comes to things, it's like food is like the biggest cost. And I don't know why this thing, thinking about it, just makes me laugh, honestly, but it makes so much sense to I'm coming, I'll read your comments in a bit, but it makes so much sense to like buy the biscuit in bulk or buy the drink in bulk. So I now understand my mom, like, growing up, and of course it always makes sense to buy things in bulk, but sometimes it depends on your budget. But I went to buy a pack of drinks, like the one, if I buy a single, is 3 CDs. I bought it at a shop nearby, so I was passing by another shop and I saw that they sell the pack and it has 14 in it. So I asked how much it is, and they said 100 CDs. So when I divide it, it means one is 2 CDs, 50 pesos, which means it's better if I buy the box in the long run than to be buying a sachet by sachet. Being a parent is not easy. Hey, when school is about to start, then it's like money, 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 money. Oh, I'm not sorry. Oh, sorry. I hope you feel better soon. School fees, wahala plus the chop money. It's not easy, oh sister. Michael pays for both mid-lunch and lunch because he can't eat. And if I tell you the cost of only Michael's school runs now, you know. School opened on Monday and the money started going along with him. You haven't seen anything yet. Bulk buying, yeah, it's the best. That's what I do unless I run out of stock and buy it. But that one is so costly. It's true. But I said, when you're taking the money, boom. Like when I bought the drink, I said, so this juice, this will drink 100 Ghana cedis. Before biscuits will come, before now I was like, oh, let me try and do ketchup. So you know, in my video that I did, the talkative mom video, there's this lady called Yvette Ferguson, Kids Kitchen G. So she always posts these meal ideas and snack ideas, and then I was like, but why am I following her if I'm not going to do what she's doing? So I went to her, I was like, I got ideas. I said, okay, a little bit of popcorn here, a little. So I started doing ketchup. Okay, I want to be that mother that that's the extra, but it's, our parents have tried, and it's like as they get older, that's what I was just about to say. Oh, wait till you get to university. As they grow older, then the cost is going up and it's going up and it's going up. And the last time my father said, when I mentioned his fees, my father said, that's literally like if you add a little more, that's what university students pay per year, and he's paying it per term. This human being that they are going to go and sing nursery rhymes when they finish, to sleep and wake up and come. Although I pay for lunch, I still give them snacks and lunch because the school food is sometimes not. Oh wow, that's serious. That's interesting. It's true, but sometimes I also wonder about this. Hi Wendell, Fifi, how are you? Good afternoon. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Anyway, so I once worked at a nursery school. When I finished SSS, I worked at a nursery school. And for that school, they were giving breakfast and lunch to the kids, and it was always really good. So I can't assume that all schools, their cooks are good and you can vouch for their food, but that one that I did, and don't ask me why I didn't send my kid there. Their prices were relatively a little bit more expensive, but and there are so many other factors. I also plan on doing a video. I feel like now I have the rights or I have the experience to talk about school. You know, how to choose a school, like factors to consider when you want to choose a school for your kid, when it's time for them to start school, and all of those things. It's like it was a big headache for me, you know. But school food, so his school, they don't give breakfast, so you only pay for lunch, so you have to give them a snack. So they say one snack, so I think they have their snack around 10, I think, and then lunch is like 12:30 ish. So when I started, I was giving him just biscuit and drink, just biscuit and drink, and then I was like, and this is just, I mean, this is just, it's just been 5 days now. I'm talking as if it's been 3 weeks. It's only been 5 days, but the first, I think the first 3 days, I just gave him like two things, like the drink and the biscuit, the drink and the biscuit. But I was like, no, let me give him something else. So Monday, um, I fried some sausages. It was just one sausage, and I cut it up and I fried it, and then I added donuts, like these small donuts that somebody dashed my husband. So I added like three of those, and then I added yogurt. He likes yogurt too, so I added yogurt to it. And then I had a popcorn in a separate way. That was just part of my kitchen, you know. So it's like he came home, like he finished everything apart from like one donut. So it's also just in case like I don't get to pick him early. Maybe he still, at least then he still has another extra snack on him to eat or everything. But it's expensive. Money, 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 money. Before now, when they, as Abna was saying, when they grow older, then the books you have to buy for them, of course. And then you know when this thing is so funny. It's like, you know how when we're growing up, we used to always joke and complain that like growing up your parents will let you wear some big uniform and they'll say you go into it. I now understand them very, very well, because when I went to the school and I was buying, I think, a polo shirt, the lady was like, oh, this one will be a little too big on him. I said, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. He will grow into it. We are not come to buy something small, then within a few weeks you have to go and pay another 40 cedis for him to go and buy another polo shirt. No. You wear it and you grow. You grow into it. As my husband says, when you're a kid, you have no dignity. You don't have your say. Abner says, as for snacks, there it's a scale factor. Mike loves his school meals. He says their meals are tasty, so he likes. Oh, that's good to hear. To know that your kid actually likes the meals that are given in school. That's really good. So Michael, Abner says Michael eats at home before he goes to school, but as soon as it's 10 a.m. he gets hungry. That's why his school has an option for mid-lunch and lunch. So I always pay for two. Hey Abner, more power to you. Oh. Wendell, so we are talking about school fees. So let me just update you. I hope you are okay. Wendell, if you are still here, tell me you are still here, then I'll give you the updates, because right now I think that it's still Sandra and Abner who are here. And Sandra says their school was feeding them from London restaurants, but it was too expensive. 7,000 cedis a term. 7,000 cedis or 700 cedis a term? No, Sister Sandra, do you mean 7,000 or 700? Maybe you added an extra zero. And even if you added an extra zero, that's a lot. Okay, so when they were talking about school fees, so I was basically saying that Sarah started school last week, and I was just talking about the fact that before you have a kid and everything, people always talk about, hey, school fees, school fees, school fees, school fees is so high, and getting money for school fees, but nobody tells you about the added, or you don't remember, like, or you don't think about the extra cost involved, and the big extra cost is food. So how much you're spending on their snacks, the snacks that you give them to take to school, you're paying for their lunch, the lunch that the school would give them, the money that goes into that, and then buying. Let me say something. So now I decided to get him a water. I've been wanting to get him a water bottle with a straw, and so then I finally, but before I got it, I was giving him the bottled water, like Belacqua. And then I finally went to buy it. But do you know the price they quoted to me? They took one and they told me 75 Ghana. I'm like, I literally just said, for this, 75 Ghana cedis. Why? For a bottle with a straw. And then they have any other option. Sorry about that. So I was saying that, so I got the bottle. I was like, do they have another option? And then the other option was like 60 cedis. So I was like, because I was desperate, I just bought it. And I was like, my dear, this bottle had better last you for at least 2 years. So I now understand growing up parents, or you hear parents complaining that I just bought this thing for you and you have gone and lost it in school, or you've broken it, or it's already spoiled. Because if that bottle within the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year gets spoiled, I'll be very annoyed to have to buy another one. Because that bottle for 60 cities, it's not any bottle beer to, I don't know why it's that expensive. It's true. China Mall. I think I have to write a list and then I'll just go to China Mall and buy them. Okay, so back to go to China Mall. Yeah. Also, the distance to China Mall. That's one of the things that is just. That's why I buy all my school items. I got his water bottle for just 25 cedis and so. And I was desperate for it, so I just stopped by. And I know that shop now started there. I think it's expensive, but Abna, you're right too. Sandra says 7,000 cedis per child for a term. 42 4,200. So that means 7,000 cedis per child for a term. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's extortion. Mr. Sandra, that's extortion. 7,000 cedis per term for their lunch. But why are they even ordering from lunch? Because when I read London restaurant, for those of you who don't know London restaurants is a restaurant near the airport. The airport's runabout, like just before you get to Kotoka, that runabout is like actually when you pass the runabout and you're getting to Kotoka, it's on your right hand side. I remember like growing up, once in a while my dad and my parents would take us there, like it's like a family outing. So that's like hi Amma, how are you doing? Nice to have you here. So London restaurant, so that's why I say, hey, their school is ordering lunch for the kids from London restaurants. Okay, so Sister Sandra, I want to know what you did. Like, did you take the kids out of the school, or you paid it, or you decided to give them their own lunch? Because that's extortion. 7,000 cedis for a kid for lunch for a term. That's mad. That's mad. That is so mad. Hi Amma, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? So lovely to have you here. So Fifi says, why are school fees in Ghana so high? Do they pay for high school and college? Yeah, so okay, well, Nanado introduced free, what is it? Is it free school? What is it? Free SHS. So free SHS. Yeah. I don't know how that works, and I don't know if it's for all schools though, but there's free SHS. But right from, listen, the prices for crash, Abba said, Abna says you can build a house with such money. Abna, you're not kidding, no. I feel like some schools it's just absurdly expensive because some of the fees I've heard from some of the schools is ridiculous. Like Seram's age, almost 2, they are paying like 5,000 cedis a term. Because why? As Vanessa puts it, he will not become Einstein in a week. What's up? Like, anyway, so that is basically why I came on live, because first of all I felt like coming on live and I promised a live like some weeks ago and I didn't do it, and so I'm back again. This school fees matter. So imagine having, honestly, those who have 3 kids, 4 kids, and I do understand that God provides, because like even in all of this somebody will look at what I've paid and be like, ah, but this thing, how much have you paid? My girl, it's money, okay? The Lord truly sustains and the Lord truly provides, because when I went, and then I think I went to another school to get the details of their fees. They come put their admission fee was like, where I took him to, admission fee was 500 cedis, I think. Another school I checked from, their admission fee was 1,500. Why? 1,500. And I get that, of course, schools are businesses. I mean, they have to pay their staff, there's the overhead running costs, and they also have to make profits and everything. But sometimes I just feel like it's extortion, really. Yeah. Some other schools to graduate. There was one that I looked at. Oh, I wish I had the form here. You pay for graduation gown. You're paying for sports wear. You're paying for ceremonial attire, whatever that meant. You're paying for what's the other thing? I don't remember something. I feel like some of the schools are just ridiculous, but then some of them, I guess, is worth it. Sabna says free SHS, but no free university. My sister Jennifer is part of the free SHS gang. We only bought provisions. We didn't even buy mattress. But university, yeah, university is expensive. Okay, sister Sandra, what you're saying is that 7,000 cedis for school fees and feeding. And feeding was like 1,200 cedis. Sandra, 1,200 requires too much for lunch. Or I'm not. It wasn't easy. I said it wasn't easy. I couldn't buy anything for myself to like change their school. Oh, sister Sandra, so you ended up changing their school. That's the other thing. I will do the number of videos I've promised you guys that I still haven't recorded it. Forgive me. But I will do a video on this school thing. And one of the things you need to consider is your pockets. Your pockets. I feel like some people, or like there are people who are sending their kids. Fifi says I have to come to Ghana and run for president, straighten things out. come and run for Ghana. You pay for common school. Hey, I remember paying for school badge. It's true. Primary schools buy school badge. It's true. So if you are changing your uniform, you remove the school badge from the old one and attach it to the new one if there's no money at home. If not, you just buy a new school badge so that it matches the fact that the uniform is new. Anyway, I was talking about the fact that you need to cut your coat according to your size. That's one of the things, because I remember at a point I was giving myself unnecessary pressure because I'm hearing some of the schools that my fellow mates and stuff are taking their children to, and I'm like, you know, but you need to remember that everybody's income is different. You need to do things according to your budget and according to your income. So the fact that all of your friends are taking their kids to certain schools doesn't mean that you also have to take your kid to that school, especially if your pocket can't support it. There are so many things you need to think about, you know, the distance to your workplace or the distance to home, the curriculum thing is a whole other debate altogether and everything. But one of the biggest factor is money. It's money. And recently I heard of somebody that there are people who, it's like, because your close friend, your best friend, or your brother or somebody is sending their kids to a certain school, so you feel like, oh, let me also send my kids to that school, forgetting that the two of you are not in the same income brackets. You are in two different income brackets, so you are not being reasonable to yourself, because you don't want to take, how do I put this? So if you're considering school, make sure that the cost is not such that you are broke when it's time to pay fees, or you're paying through your nose when it's time to pay fees. It's not right. You're not helping yourself and you're not helping your kid, because then it's like you can't, at a point you probably wouldn't be able to keep up, because some of these schools, they do all these extra stuff and it's all extra costs, and then you want to be able to provide that for your kid, and then you can't because it's hurting your pockets, you know. So cost is one of the, it's like the number, for me I feel like it's also the number one. I feel like you shouldn't, there are good schools out there that are not ridiculously expensive or out of your pocket's reach. Let the Holy Spirit guide you in finding those schools. I have to come. Yeah. Abna says, AC, we paid for common. Okay, so I already saw that. Why are you discouraging Abna? Stop discouraging Fifi from becoming president of Ghana. Allow him to come. Let him come and use his America experience to come and run the country. The insults alone will send you back to America. Hey, Ghanaians can insult. Oh, Ghanaians can insult. Abner says, exactly, AC, people compare a lot and end up broke due to fees. They want a school with a name for their kids when you know you don't have the income. Yep. Fifi says, I'm not afraid of insults. I eat insults for breakfast. Hey, Fifi, and there was so yet. As Abner has said, the insults you eat abroad isn't the same as the one we eat here in Ghana. But you see, this whole, I'm not like you're talking about comparing yourself to other people and what your comrades or your mates are doing to run you into the ground, and it cuts across, like how I was talking about in my other life about marriage and wedding costs and those things. It cuts across all phases of life. So it cuts it, like when you want to get married, you're looking at what your peers or your comrades are doing. When you want to, I don't know, like job wise, like this thing, every time I talk about it, I just go on a rant. Don't, sometimes it's hard not to compare yourself, but don't compare yourself to what others are doing. That's what their pockets can afford, and they are not breaking the bank. And you want to go and do the same thing and go and take a loan to do the same thing. Or, like, it's not something that is necessary for you to take a loan. You just so that you have status. There are big people who have sent their kids, or I don't know if I say big people, like famous people in Ghana who have sent their kids to some of the top big schools in Ghana where their fees is like 20,000 Ghana in cents, and they can't pay their fees. So appearances are very deceptive. A colleague of mine spends her whole salary on KG fees. When I told her to change the school, she said she doesn't want to be seen as cheap. I can't think far. Abna, I can't think far with you. She doesn't want to. You're spending all of your salary on the fees. So what are you eating? What are you saving? That's not wise. That's not being wise. What are you saving? What are you eating? Hey. Anyway, and this is, I think it's a life lesson that starts from very young. And I don't know if I've noticed this, I don't know if I've not said this in any of my lives before, but I remember when I was in high school and SSS, and whenever it's somebody's birthday, like your close friends and things will come and decorate your bed with, they'll cut up wrapping paper and use to decorate your bed and add gifts, wrap gifts, and so it's like you get to the dorm and there are all these banners and everything. And there was another day we used to celebrate. It was called Novi Rash, like Friendship Day. So like you are celebrating your friends that day. Some people will get gifts and things like that, kind of like Valentine's Day kind of thing. And then I think when I was in Form 2 or so, I heard Misha said she's cancelling it. Nobody should not cancelling it, but nobody should celebrate in terms of like giving gifts and decorating beds. I think it was about the decoration of beds, something of the sort, and giving all of these flashy hampers and things. And I didn't think that it was wise to do so, because she was saying that otherwise those who don't have much feel left out. Those who don't have friends who have all of that, they don't get gifts, so they feel left out, and she doesn't want anybody to feel that way. And I remember even during that time I used to say that is not right. It's not the right way to handle things. People need to learn to be content in every situation. Yeah, sometimes it can be pressure. Somebody's birthday, they get tons of gifts. Then your birthday, you go and find either no decoration on your bed, or just like one gift, or one or two friends give you a gift, so you feel like, oh, you're not popular. But that is how life is. At every stage you get, I'm like, if you do that, you're not helping them and you are shielding people, because pressure, suppression is at every level of life. So you get to university. I remember when we got to university, there was a girl in my hall. She had like 3 suitcases full of clothes. Her wardrobe was full. She had 3 extra suitcases in Tadian. Me, when I was going to school, 1 suitcase full of my clothes. I just had like I didn't have so much. But I remember like, she had so many shoes. I remember like, hey, wow, people have but I didn't feel jealous. I didn't feel, so it's like if you are trying to shield them at that stage of life, then as hi Tina Talk Show, you're welcome. So as you grow, how will you be able to handle the pressure? Because if you were in secondary school and your headmistress was shielding you from feeling left out, if that you don't have a lot of friends, so you don't get so many gifts, when you grow and you get to university, you see that somebody has a car, their parents have given them a car, they have all of these clothes, they have all of these shoes. How are you going to feel, and how are you going to handle it? If you don't learn how to handle it at a younger age, also with the help of your parents teaching you and instilling certain disciplines in you, how are you going to handle it when you're older? So example, this school fees matter. Now you feel like you need to keep up with other people. You don't want people to make you feel like you are poor. You don't want to be seen as poor, seen as cheap. So, oh, I must also send my kid to this school, even though it is breaking my bank. Even though when I do that at the end of the hi Nanoko, you're welcome here. So we need to learn, and I feel like as this is also like a motherhood channel, sometimes I think to myself, like, I need to start and have a conversation with my parents, but how do you instill these disciplines in your kids so that, like Paul says, I have learned to be content in any and every situation, when there's none, when there's little, when there's a lot. Because if you don't learn how to handle when you have a little and other people around you have a lot, then throughout life you'll be struggling. You grow up, this is kindergarten, you grow up and then your friend says, oh, I've flown my kid to America for high school or for university, and your kid is going to University of Ghana. You're beginning to feel like you've not made it in life because you haven't flown your kid out for college. The pressure is always at every step of life. Okay, so let me go back and read the comments. So Sandra says, I realized that, guys, if you hear a lot of noise, I'm by the roadside. I realized that all the monies we were paying was going down the drain. It's a Cambridge school, but they weren't teaching them anything, and there are a lot of schools that are popping up saying that they are teaching, like they are doing the Cambridge system. It's as if a lot of schools are kind of doing away with GES, and I get the fact that, like, GES too, it's all book. There's not a lot of the practicals, but we need to. And I feel like there are some schools that have found a way of merging it, but the fact that it's Cambridge doesn't mean that it's better than GES. And it's also good that you decided to change your school so that it doesn't keep draining your pocket, because that doesn't help. Abna says she forces her husband to keep up appearances, and that's bad. You can tell the man is tired and frustrated when he picks it up. I've heard of a similar situation from somebody. The man's job is not, he's not getting so much, but the lady just wants to do the most, and that first of all doesn't help the marriage, because then the man is always feeling frustrated. And then you as the woman too, or whichever partner is doing that, you're not being wise. It's like you're trying to just spend all of your money. Then what future are you building financially wise? You're not being financially wise. Fifi says, where is Kempinski Hotel? Is it a good hotel? Is it close to downtown Accra? So Fifi, to answer your question, Kempinski is, why are you even asking that question? But Kempinski is in, you could say it's in downtown Accra. It's close to Accra Central, near the Ministries, National Theatre. I would say it's in downtown. It's close to Osu, very, very walking distance from Osu. It's a good hotel. It's pricey, but it's good. It's 5-star. And Sandra, you're right, paying more does not mean that they are getting a better education. Their new school is an international school too, but my kids are doing well academically now. The only problem is food. This food matter. Food is always expensive in whatever thing you're doing. So wedding reception, food is always the biggest cost. You're doing a party, food is always the biggest cost. It's like food is just expensive, and food will always be food because we need to eat to live. So it's like you almost can't really do much about it. What are you asking? What is it called? They don't have too many intercontinental hotels in Ghana. Intercontinental, there's no Intercontinental is under IHG. So there's Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn is under IHG, but there's no Fifi. Marriott is not under Intercontinental. It's not under IHG. So there's Marriott. Marriott is reasonably is cheaper, I would say, than Kempinski, and what's the other one close to Kempinski? Movenpick. Movenpick and Kempinski are supposed to be 5-star. Marriott is 3-star. Holiday Inn, I think, is either 3 or 4 star. But there are also some very good, I wouldn't say budget hotels, but there are also some good hotels still in the airport area that you can also consider, like Ibis Styles. And then there's also airports, no, Best Western. There's also a Best Western near the airport as well. So you can consider those. You can also consider Abner's house. She will be more than happy to host you there. And see, nobody told anyone to give birth. That's my mission with it. So bear the cost. I know, right? We'll bear the cost like that. So it's just God will just continue to provide. You know, like He will just continue to provide. So we don't have wahala. We don't have problem. Okay. But you see that when we complain about, she teases us about too much shopping. I understand you, cry. I understand you. You see, then people will come and I'll be asking you, okay, let me pause that. Phoebe says, I will stay. Okay, Abna, I will stay in your house. Marriott is a drive by. I'm telling no, Phoebe, honestly. So anyway, I worked in the hospitality industry in the US and then here. And there's a vast difference when it comes to pricing, because you can get a like Marriott. What is Marriott? Apart from like the really higher end ones, but the Residence Inn by Marriott, there you get a bed for $70, $80. Then you come to Ghana here, $230, $235, $300. I'm like, what on earth? So honestly, I still haven't been able to figure out why the hotel industry here, their pricing is so high as compared to the US. Because you have Comfort Inn, you have all of these. They are not budget hotels. They are not what I would call budget hotels, like Comfort Inn, Comfort Suites, even Holiday Inn and Suites like in the US. Their prices are like moderate. But Ghana here, it's a topic for another day. It's a rant for another day. Sandra says every new government comes with a new curriculum. That is what is making GS schools unattractive. Oh, I see. I need to start learning about all of these things so that will help me make a decision with Saram as it goes along. Abna says if he can stay in an uncomputer house, we'll gladly host him. The dust and co agree to. The dust is everywhere in Ghana here. The dust is everywhere in Ghana here. Abna says everything is expensive in Ghana, even KFC. That's true. But I feel like the Burger King, the KFC here, is, should I say, healthier? Because I feel like in Ghana here, I can trust that it's not, yes, KFC in abroad is super cheap, no lie. All of the drive-by, McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, they are all cheaper there. But the quality, I mean, you need to remember the quality of ingredients. Somebody did a research or whatever it was out there abroad, bought Burger King, bought McDonald's, okay, the bread or the buns that they used to make the burgers, the person buried them and removed them 6 months later. Not a sign of decay. Meanwhile, to over here in Ghana, if you buy bread, and I can attest to that being somewhat true, because when I was in the States, I bought bread. I used to buy this bread. It was nice, some brown bread, be that had honey or whatever, honey brown bread, whatever it was. Kept it on top of the fridge. I literally forgot about the bread. I kid you not, 1 month later, the bread was fine. There was no sign of decay. There was no sign of mold. It was fine. That really scared me, because Ghana here, if you go and buy bread, tea bread, brown bread, leave it on the table here, within 3 days you will begin to see mold. That tells you that it is not filled with so many preservatives and additives and all of those things, and all those chemicals and things add to why cancer rates are so high, in my very honest opinion. So because of that, I decided I wanted to try and make my bread myself. It was a disaster. So, and I didn't attempt again. I mean, I was just so busy with grad school. I was like, I forget you. But if I were to go and live there again, I will work at making my own bread. I would work at making my own bread, because that was just ridiculous. The chemicals there, it's just too much. So that's why when you watch all of these moving to Africa, like those who say they are moving from abroad here and everything, they're like everything here is organic. Not everything, because remember that our people too, they like importing things. So I mean, some of the I'm not being proud of some of the chicken, like the meat we buy here and everything is imported. And of course over here too, they're also beginning to inject these animals and things with these growth hormones and things, but it's not as bad as it is out there. So over here at least you can, especially when it's, what's it, you know, that they are bringing it from the villages and things, so they are not as contaminated and, if I should say, deadly and poisonous as what is out there. Abna says, Ace, you can't compare the dust in your area with my jaw dust. So this place is a stone quarry. So yeah, you people there, you have a lot of dust there. The quality of the food they make in the different countries are so different. It's very scary. And I remember I was telling my husband the other day that I went to, so while I was in the States, I went to visit my uncle and auntie in New Zealand, and at the airport I bought KFC there. That is the best KFC I've tasted in my entire life to date. And my husband said maybe it's because you had been on a flight for so long, you were just so hungry, it tasted so good. But while I was there, throughout my trip there, I didn't get to buy KFC again. I keep saying that the next time I go there, I will try the KFC again, because it was so good. It was so nice. The comparison I can make between the KFC in the US and the KFC here is the KFC there is so salty. The first time I tried it, I was like, too much salt, too much salt, too much salt. Everything is expensive in Ghana. Yeah, the chemicals is too much. Yes, I make bread. I make things, so you know. So I love cooking. I discovered that I like cooking when I traveled. So of course I've traveled. I'm making my own food and everything, and it became, I don't know if I should say therapy for me. So it's like I get, so Saturday morning by 8 o'clock I'm in the library. I'm there at like 4, and then I get back to the apartment, and then I do my cooking. So like I'm in the kitchen from like 4:30 all the way to like 10 p.m. and it's just helping me release stress somehow. Like cooking can be tiring, but I enjoy it. Just chopping things, and like I just enjoyed it. So at a point I was like, okay, let me try and make this. So that's how I started discovering all of these YouTube cooking channels. At that time I didn't know Sweet Ajele, but that's when I discovered Obapa, I think Obapa, and then I think Stella Zone and Adom Home Cooking. Mostly I was using Adom Home Cooking, her recipes. So I was like, okay, let me try and make. So that's when I started experimenting. So when I have time and I take a break from studying, then my mom sent me some of her recipes, like rock bands and everything. And then I was like, okay, let me try to do this. And then one day I was like, I want spring rolls. What I don't like is that over there, the spring rolls doesn't have meat in it. It's only vegetables. I'm like, what's the meaning of this? Ghanaians, our spring rolls has meat inside, beef, chicken, and the vegetables. What's the meaning of this only vegetables? And of course, when you go and buy it from a Chinese restaurant, you get shit to dip your spring rolls inside. So I just went on YouTube, went to figure out how to make spring roll. I bought the wrap. I went to Kroger, I went to buy the wrap, bought the ingredients, made it. The way I enjoyed that spring roll. I said, this is what we call spring roll. Not that thing that people are selling that doesn't have any meat. Doesn't have any meat in it. Yeah, so I do love cooking. So Nanoko says, what you are saying is true. We are being fed with lots of rubbish, and it's not even funny. One has to be very selective when it comes to food. That's true. And even like when you go to the markets and these things where you hear about, like you want to buy palm oil, but people have mixed the palm oil with dye and those things. Like even in our country, people are killing us, you know, people who are greedy for gain, so many different things. So it's like my mom only buys palm oil from one person. It's like when you get a source where you can trust that this is authentic, they've not added anything. So even fish powder, somebody was telling me that it's better you buy the fish powder and shrimp powder. It's better you buy the shrimp as it is, the dried shrimp, and then you go and mill it yourself rather than buying it as a powder, because people add all sorts of things. Like it's like you don't even know what to trust. So that's why I pray God gives me a place where I can have a lot of space to start growing some small things like some tomatoes and stuff. Fifi says, I'm low key up now. My mother grew up in Elmina, a fishing village. Give me a break. Your house will look real good when finished. If you come and take me abroad, so I go and taste their salty chicken. Tell Fifi to buy the tickets, and then I'll go with you. Okay? Tell Fifi to buy the tickets, and then we'll go together. Why? What the problem? Yes, we know me out there. We know me, I'm a fancy woman, so yeah, my mouth is sweet me. Abna says, I have pure honey from the north for serum. Can you come for it tomorrow? It's so good for yourself. She asked me to come for it today. Today's a holiday. Tomorrow I'm going to work. Tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, I feel like I've ranted and I have talked a lot without briefing. But I have actually enjoyed this conversation. How it has taken us off a tangent about food and the quality of food here in Ghana. Oh, I'm not sure Friday. What about Saturday? I have to come to that side for a wedding, so if Saturday works, I can pass through and pick it up. Yeah, so that's my rant about school and everything. We have been here today. I wasn't keeping tab for the time because I usually want to be on live for just like 30 minutes so that it's not too long for those who want to rewatch. But I have talked. Sama is now 46 minutes. So I am probably, if nobody has any questions for me or any other topic of discussion, I'm probably just going to end the live here. And another reason why I decided I was going to do the live at 5, but I was I had just finished eating. I wanted to
first let me say to you, I cannot wait to see you.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, Abna, let me check and let me know. Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, so I'm going to end the live. So for everyone who came for my live this afternoon, thank you so much. Oh, Fifi, how are you? Fifi, we can't wait to meet you here. Oh, please, so do and buy your ticket and come. Let's do meet and greet with Fifi. And Fifi, when are you starting your channel? Because you know we are all here waiting to support you. So make wild, and let's see what's up. And another reason why I did this live was I was supposed to post a video today. I didn't post a video on Monday, and if I didn't do the live today, you wouldn't have gotten a video. So I figured I might as well just come on live. Fifi will hide when he comes as usual. So Fifi, you've been coming. So when you come, you've been hiding there. Please don't hide. Right now that you've made like a squad of friends, so you have to show yourself. At least you just show yourself to the people you've been supporting on these YouTube streets. I know I want to, but I really ain't got no ideas. Okay, what are some of the things you have considered? Hey, Fifi, have a squad, Fifi squad, Wendell squad. What are some of the things that interest you that you'd like to talk about? First of all, is it a channel where you want to show your face, or is it a channel where you don't want to show your face? That will also influence the kind of content that you create. If it's a channel where you want to show your face, you don't mind showing your face. From the YouTube rules, if you are just starting out, don't start out with vlogs, because it's like, as they say, nobody cares who you are. It's when you start bringing certain content, you are sharing your knowledge, people get to know you, then they get to want to know like how you're living your life, like your day-to-day life. But when you are first starting out, as they say, nobody cares who you are. So you can also keep that in mind. Yeah, so if you decide, you have to think about it. Do you want to show your face, not to show your face? The ones where if you're deciding you're going to show your face, then I feel like that one you have limitless options. Fifi, is it true? Abner says, trust me, he will never show his face. I don't even think he will talk. Fifi, is this true or false? I kind of think that I believe. Hi, ask me. Hold on. I kind of think I believe Abna when she says that he wouldn't want to show his face. Fifi wouldn't want to show his face. I think I believe Abna on that one. It's like a robot. If you come and redeem yourself because I'm not spoiling your market. Hi Yasmi, Taste and Blue Mama. Yasmi, you still haven't done your live. Oh. You still haven't done your live. You think I've forgotten? I've not forgotten. I still remember. Yasmi, how are you and how are your boys? How are your boys doing? How are your boys doing? And how is Kumasi? I have to visit Kumasi. Abna, let's go and visit Yasmi. Abna, let's go and visit Yasmin. Then we'll eat all the food she's been cooking on white tea. And now I now have to start trying your recipes as snack ideas for Sarah. Oh, Yasmin, you weren't here when we were talking about the snacks and the food. I was this well, maybe you watched the replay, but I was just basically talking about how school fees that when it comes to taking your kids to school, the cost is not only about school fees. There's also the issue about snacks, how much money goes into snacks and food, paying for their school lunch, and then the snacks that they take to school. It's a whole other cost on its own. Before, of course, books and school uniforms and those things. I've not said you, I've not visited you. You who is under my nose. I'm telling you, so I haven't visited me. Send me a show. I'm watching you. I'm watching you like popping. You asked me why you're late because at the end you're pong. Live near pong. We've closed. So say the closing prayer and let us go. Abna Fifi has disappeared because he hasn't come back to defend himself. I was hoping he would defend himself before I get off this live. I wanted Mama to cook with my twin brother KB and I. But Mom says she doesn't want to be bothered. Abna, you will soon be fed up with me. Okay, so which means that the cooking, you show your face. Right now, you need to defend the fact that Abna says you are a robot and you don't want to show your face. Late lunch. So you ask me, what are you eating? Invite us and let us come and eat some. Abna says, I'll visit you one day. Sure. So we are here. We are waiting. We don't want to We are still waiting. Wow, omutu and granite soup. They are not easy. They are not easy. People give excuses. Well, Fifi, I will pray for you so that you no longer have excuses and you will start it. You get on with it. Oh, I really enjoyed this live. I've enjoyed chatting with you guys. I really enjoyed it. So I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday with the exception of Abena, who is at work. Yes, me. I hope you're enjoying your holiday. Oh, kisses to Leroy. That was such a cute video you did with him. Wait, so I think I posted something about Sam is crying. I have a feeling he did something. And he's getting his due his due scolding. Can you hear his crying? Can you hear him crying? Okay, I don't know why whenever I come on live and I say I'm saying bye-bye, then I say bye-bye every 15 minutes before I end up actually going. So this one I'm actually leaving. I'm about to end this live. For everyone who came on the live, thank you so much. For those who participated actively, thank you so much. I just got a fresh Rita. She did it for me just this morning, so I'm feeling very brand new. And for those who were silent watchers, God bless you for coming and being silent watchers. Saying goodbye is hard. Yes, so it's so hard. But then again, I don't want the live to be too long because I know that some people come back and rewatch it. Those who rewatch it too, I give them if you are rewatching this live, let me just say God bless you so much for watching from the beginning to the end. God bless you. When I say God bless you, He will really bless you indeed. All right, guys. So at this point, I am. Oh, I wish Sarah was here so you come and say bye. Thank you so much for watching my live, and I will see you in my next live or in my next video. Take care, guys. See you. Bye. Abna, Fifi says that you should, since you are off tomorrow, you should come on live. So, unless that's what he means by checking, I'll come on live tomorrow since you are off. I shouldn't mind Fifi. Fifi, you know you didn't defend yourself well. So at this juncture, we know that this channel, dear, it's only God who will beg you to do it. So open it and do something. If you are tech savvy too, you can also go that route. I go live when I'm at work because Wi-Fi is free. But how long can you be like? Do you do if you are working, you're doing the live app now? Do you do it when you're on break or? Because I mean, there's also you don't want the situation where one day somebody come and give you trouble for being on live when you're supposed to be working. So you also need to watch that. You do it when you're less busy. Oh, okay. And kisses to all your NICU babies. Kisses to all your NICU babies. Okay, okay. This is my final bye bye. Bye. If I follow you, but I'll not leave here. I never go live when I'm working unless my babies are asleep. Oh, okay. Okay, bye. I know I've said bye 1,000 times, but I'm still here. It's so hard for me to click on the stop stream button.